Hey, good morning. I thought about you all week and couldn't wait to get in here and give you some. I'm going to give you some hot music today. I thought about all my followers and the young and the older and the middle age, and everybody going to get a little bit today. And good morning on a Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. As a matter of fact, it's a beautiful day out there. So, 9 o'clock every Saturday, 9 to 9:30, you here tune into Living. Are you lively up yourself? And this program is all about living and living longer. Everybody's got interest in health and living. And I am able to, myself and my management, we're able to bring this health in a form that is appetizing for you, so that you would take your special time in the mornings and just listen to half an hour of music, health, living, and those type of things. I had a rough 2 weeks, but you know, I tell you something that I want to pick up all of my listeners out there. First of all, the Lord first, and then the children, and then my patients, and then go on to my employees, and then my followers and my fans, and you guys take time off to be there and listen to me every Saturday morning. And I want to thank you, and I big you up. And you see, when you get to this stage in life, you have to be careful how you live. You have to live upright, because people are looking up to you. Everything that I eat, I make sure that I eat the right things. Sometimes they go to take a burger just for a change once in every 3-4 months, and people would look at me and their mouth would drop and say, "Dog." So don't worry, babies, ladies and gentlemen out there, fans, friends, family, I wouldn't let you down. I'm here just to listen. I die first before I do that. So now we got some good things in this world. Is about rat race. Oh, you know what? And the Lord, I went to service last Sunday, and the preacher reminded me of myself. As a matter of fact, I see him standing to the congregation, and the way he looked at them, I said, "Shucks, I do that. That's what I'm speaking." But he was speaking about talents, and it was a nice sermon. And the Lord gave you some people 5 talents, and some people 2, and some people 1. When he gave them and he sent them off, this Lord, it was a parable from Jesus, and the one that he gave 5 talents, of course, is somebody who he knew he could handle that, and he went and he traded it and came back and gave it. The Lord said, "Good job," sent him with a 2 talent. But the guy with the 1 talent, he just went and buried it and came back, and the Lord wasn't very happy with that. So whatever talents you have, the Lord wouldn't give you more than you can bear. You take it and you just trade it in there, multiply it, so the Lord at the end point will be pleased and say, "Well done, thou wonderful servant." And this is a rat race here in Bob Marley. I'm going to give you nice music today, guys. Sit down in that car and you're in Broad Street. I don't care where you are, in your home, in the bedroom. Just go back there, turn the radio on, and here we go. Rat race. And today we'll be talking about cancer and some of the risk. I want you to know your family tree. Yeah, that's Bob Marley, man. Rat Race. A wonderful song. It was well constructed. Now, what is family history? Everybody should know their family tree. So, you should know what grandpa, first-degree relatives more so, mommy and daddy, or grandma, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, what is it they die of? Or what type of disease they have? Because odds are that you have an increased likelihood of dying from the same thing. And I'll go into depth as we go through this half an hour. But if you've got breast cancer, which is the most common cancer in females, and prostate cancer, the most common in males, especially African males, African-American males, it's increasing that subset of ethnic group, then you should, if you got a family history, meaning that first-degree relatives, I mentioned them before, then you have a higher likelihood of being affected by this disease because of genetic pooling. we will talk more about that as we're talking about, guys. And as a matter of fact, let me play something and then I'll come back and we talk more about it. Brock Benton, I'm going to give you a little bit of everything. It's just a matter of time, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, that was Brock Benton. Just a matter of time, just a matter of time. My love was really true, you'll find out, baby. So, let's look at some of so we talked about the family history, and we talk about it means first degree. Not all the way down, mostly first degree, brothers, sisters, well, more so, grandfather, mom, and even great-grands, and mom, dad, and brothers and sisters. It seems to be stronger between brothers and sisters, you know. So if you have a sister with breast cancer, the likelihood of you having breast cancer increase exponentially. But some of the disease that can pass down from parents to their children or family, brothers, sisters, and all of this can be, because remember when you have the ovum and the sperm that unite, a lot of synapsing of genes take place. That's why no two people are identical. Alzheimer's disease and dementia is considered genetic. It can pass down to families. Arthritis, asthma, blood clots, where there's clot in the lung, clot in the brain, clot in the heart, clot in the kidneys, clot in the leg. Cancer, we're talking about. Depression, diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. And when you have a pregnancy low, you know, like birth defects and you know, you're losing, you have miscarriages and so forth, there seem to be a genetic link to that. And stroke. Let me go over those lists. You see it in your family, then you have a higher risk than the normal population of having or being afflicted by these disease entity. Alzheimer's, dementia, arthritis, asthma, blood clots, cancer, depression, diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, birth defects, and, you know, pregnancy losses and so forth, and stroke. Come back. That's how strong my love is. Otis Redding. You see, I'm all over the place with guys. I'm filling you in with the food of love. Yes, a fella told me this week if I ain't come with some Elvis, he ain't gonna listen to my show anymore. He's a jerk. Anyways, you know, we're talking about cancer, but I want to tell you about what cancer really is. Really, people think it's alien in the body, something come and eat up your body and make you pine away and so forth. No, it's not that. It's just cells. I said this before. Your cells have a way of dying and new one produced. So you shed cells all the time. But sometimes your body says, listen, I don't feel like getting rid of you. I'm going to repair you. And it's trying to repair that cell, and you could be millions of cells. You're talking about cells, and the cells are dysfunctional. They're repaired, but they start to produce dysfunctional proteins that are no use to the body. So, in other words, instead of producing a certain protein that is necessary for nourishment, it produces all these waste stuff. And that's what cancer is about. And for some reason, because it's not doing its job, it's stimulated to just keep replicating and producing because the body's not getting the real protein it needs. And that's what happened. Then it's seeded by the blood and goes to various areas. And then you have this metastatic cancer and stuff like that. So, but the other things, even though you may have the family tree, you got disease in your family, cancer, and you're worried about it, you know, there are things, other environmental factors and other things you do that it could even make your risk higher, like smoking and stuff. We'll talk about that. But I want you to think about this, and then I'm going to come back about Angelina Jolie, and she found out that she got this high risk of, you know, cancer and breast cancer in the family, and she knows she's going to get it. and she just took the breast out. Double mastectomy. What do you guys think about that? That's a serious type of thing, right? Once I told a patient that they should, you have cancer in your breast, cancer does not belong in your breast, you take it out. And she was a little disturbed. I says, no, just take one breast out. And she says, no, I go for the lump. But she was disturbed by it, but I was trying to tell her, because I've seen so many patients with breast cancer going and just take the lump out. The doctor miss a margin, a small margin. Those things don't belong in your body, man. Take the whole thing out. And next thing you know, in 2-3 years, this thing has gone to the lung. That's the end of the line right there. Oh, Elvis Presley, Jailhouse Rock, and I'll be right back. Hey, that was Elvis there, Jailhouse Rock. That guy could sing, man, and he performed real well. So we're talking about cancer, and we said what it is, and we said if you have a family history, especially a first-degree relative, you're at an increased risk, very much increased risk of having cancer, or going or leaving this world with cancer. And also, if it's your, I said also that if it's your sibling, brother or sister, then you have a high risk. Do you know that men also get breast cancer? Yes, they do. But when they get breast cancer, it's a more aggressive form of cancer. So, look over your family tree. Sit down and think about it and see how, if odds are, if somebody in your family died suddenly, most times it's from a blood clot. Yes. Right in the lung, the heart, or in the head. Sudden death, most times, 93.9% of the time, sudden death is that. So, take that to mind as a tits and bits. And what do you think about Angelina Jolie? I applaud her. She knows that definitely they ain't got no breast tissue there. So breast cancer is ruled out. Everything is gone. Don't be cruel, Elvis Presley. Hey, let's go. We're doing Elvis all the way. That was Elvis, and don't be cruel. So what do you do if you got a family history of breast cancer or prostate cancer? Listen to what you do. If you find that, especially if the family member died early or would have had the cancer very early, the earlier it is, it means the earlier you have to screen. Let's say someone died at 30 years old of breast cancer. Every year, you first of all, you should go to your doctor and learn how to do the monthly breast exams. Just after you would have seen your periods, you just went and you just raise your hands up and left. There are various ways you can do it. Let them teach you how to do that. And then a mammogram every year. Yes, and you guys with prostate cancer, please, when you go to the doctor, you tell him, I want a rectal exam. It's a very sensitive test. You do your PSA every couple of years, but if you had a family member that would have had prostate cancer at early age, especially if it's earlier than 40, make sure that by age 40, whatever the age was that it would have been, that person in the first degree relative would have had it. You need to go and start getting screened. Me, I don't even go 5 years earlier. It wouldn't hurt. You go and get your rectal exam every year and get your PSA done. Goodness, it's just investing in the future. I tell people we invest in our future by doing the 401k and the pension plan and all those things about the financial aspect of living. How about health? I want you to sit down and think, 30 years from now, what would your body look like? And how would that happen? If you modify your lifestyle right now, you put in things in the bank, health and life and years in the bank for 30 years down the road. So, drink a lot of water, 4 to 6 glasses every day, whether you like it or not. Get some rest, 6 to 8 hours every night. And watch what you eat. Modify, try to cut back on the meat as much as you can. I'm not telling you. I told a special professional that says, man, you shouldn't eat stuff like the pork and stuff. He says, no, I'm gonna I'll eat pork and that. I have no problem with that. Please, I'm not telling everybody to be vegetarians. I am, but I'm not telling people to do that. But cut back as much as you can. Eat more fish than you eat other things. And then the fats, try to eat more polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, not the saturated ones. Those are the ones that are bad for you. So we said early screening and get your tests on a yearly or 2-yearly basis. Keep in touch with your doctor. I was just speaking to Denny, and we were talking about some people whom would see certain changes in body. You got a mole somewhere, and you know what? You leave it alone. It's changing its color and all these things. You don't even look at it. You find that you go to the bathroom and you find a little blood there. Hey, something is wrong. Check it out. Stuck on you, Elvis Presley, and I'll be back to wrap things up. Here we are, the sunshine, as I said, where the sun shines forever. And I hear about you. I think of you. I know you think of me because you listen to this stuff. Next week, we will come up with something else. I'll get the program director to decide what we will do next week. But we keep going, and don't forget, have a nice one. Have a nice weekend. Spend some time with the family. Tell somebody you love them. Tell somebody you care. And I'll see you next week.